Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. We've got a huge update that just dropped about 30 minutes ago and you definitely don't want to miss this. We're talking about a potential double bonus payment coming from SASSA this June 2025, and this surprise development could affect millions of South Africans who rely on social grants every single month. This is not just a rumor floating around. This update has sparked nationwide discussions and is being talked about as one of the most unexpected but potentially life-changing announcements we've had in a long time. So, if you or someone you know receives money through SASSA, or if you're a South African citizen struggling financially, this is one video you need to watch from start to finish. We're breaking everything down, from what was announced, to who might qualify, to how and when you might actually see this extra payment hit your account. Now, let's set the scene a little. As we all know, the South African Social Security Agency, better known as SASSA, is responsible for distributing grants to millions of South Africans each and every month. These grants include old age pensions, child support grants, disability grants, and the very well-known SRD grant, which was originally introduced during the COVID-19 pandemic. For many families, these payments are the only consistent form of income, and every rand counts. Over the past few months, South Africans have faced rising food prices, transportation costs, and utility bills that just keep climbing. There's been a growing sense of frustration, and honestly, a lot of fear about how people are supposed to survive from month to month. But now, this potential double bonus that's being discussed could be a major relief for millions of people. So, where did this news come from? Earlier today, key insiders within the Department of Social Development confirmed that discussions had taken place at the ministerial level regarding a possible June relief initiative, an emergency measure to provide additional support to vulnerable households ahead of the winter season. The idea behind this initiative is rooted in the belief that winter is one of the most financially demanding times for low-income families. People need extra resources for heating, warmer clothing, and food that lasts longer and keeps them nourished. Combine that with school needs and ongoing inflation, and June becomes a month of extreme pressure. Government officials are said to be aware of this, and according to sources, there's a genuine push to approve and release a one-time extra payment for qualifying grant recipients. So what exactly is this double bonus being discussed? In simplest terms, it means that certain SASSA recipients could receive not one, but two payments in the month of June. That's right, instead of the usual disbursement, qualifying recipients may receive their normal grant plus an additional bonus amount. For example, if you receive a 510 in the form of a child support grant, you could potentially get around 1,020 in June. Similarly, pensioners who typically get 2,180 might receive double that amount. Now, it's important to note that the term bonus is being used because this isn't officially being labeled as a double grant. It's more of a supplementary relief, possibly aimed at easing winter hardships and recognizing how stretched people's budgets are. This news came as a shock because there was no public hint that such a measure was even being considered. But according to several credible sources within the Treasury and the Department of Social Development, there has been growing behind-the-scenes pressure from both community leaders and NGOs calling on the government to step up its support for the vulnerable. The argument is simple: inflation is outpacing grant increases, and people are suffering. With unemployment still high and job opportunities scarce, these grants are a lifeline. A one-time double payment could be the kind of bridge many families need to survive this winter without spiraling into debt or homelessness. Now, before we get too far ahead, let's talk about who might qualify for this bonus payment. Based on preliminary details, it appears that the double bonus, if approved, would primarily target those receiving the SRD grant, child support grants, and old age pensions. Why those three? Well, these are among the most common and widespread grants in the country, and they cover the most vulnerable demographics: unemployed adults, children in low-income households, and senior citizens. There's also talk of possibly including disability grant recipients in the bonus plan, though that hasn't been officially confirmed just yet. So how would this be rolled out? Well, here's what we know. If the plan goes through, SASSA would likely distribute the regular grant payment during the usual early June window, typically during the first week of the month. Then, the bonus amount would be rolled out separately, possibly during the third or fourth week of June. This staggered approach would allow the agency to process payments more efficiently while also giving recipients two financial boosts within the same month. It's not clear yet whether this bonus would be delivered automatically or if people would need to apply, but sources suggest that those already in the SASSA system would receive it without needing to take any extra steps. That would be excellent news because let's face it, many people don't have easy access to internet, transport, or offices where they can submit paperwork. It's also worth mentioning that this potential bonus isn't just some political stunt or feel-good moment. There are very real economic and social reasons behind this. Experts have been warning for months now that poverty levels are rising again in South Africa. While the economy has seen some recovery in certain sectors, those gains haven't trickled down to ordinary citizens. Food insecurity is a growing issue. Children are going to bed hungry. Elderly people are cutting back on medication just to afford basic meals. The government knows that without targeted intervention, things could get much worse. That's why the surprise payment, if it does happen, isn't just generous. It's necessary. Now let's address another important point: funding. People are right to ask, where's the money coming from for this bonus? After all, South Africa's fiscal budget is already under strain, and SASSA has been dealing with administrative and logistical challenges for years. According to our sources, the funding for this initiative would not come from increasing taxes or borrowing from foreign lenders. Instead, it would come from a combination of budget reallocations within the Department of Social Development and emergency reserves that are already set aside for humanitarian relief. Remember, this would be a one-time payment, not a permanent change to monthly grants. That makes it easier for the government to finance without throwing off long-term fiscal planning. Of course, no government initiative comes without its fair share of criticism and skepticism. Some people are questioning whether this is being timed to boost public sentiment ahead of future elections. Others worry that even if the payment is approved, corruption or inefficiencies could delay or prevent people from getting the money they deserve. And honestly, those are valid concerns. There's been a history of grant mismanagement in some areas, and people have every right to be cautious. But the good news is that SASSA has already begun implementing tighter monitoring systems this year, including new biometric verification and SMS notification features that let recipients track their payment status in real time. So what should you do right now if you're a SASSA recipient or if you think you might be eligible for this upcoming bonus? The first thing is, don't panic and don't rush out to any SASSA offices just yet. The best thing you can do is ensure your personal details are up to date in the SASSA system. That means checking that your banking information is correct, your phone number is current, and your ID matches the records. If this payment is rolled out automatically, having up-to-date info is the key to making sure the money lands in your account on time. Also, make sure you're signed up for official SASSA SMS notifications or check the official SASSA website and social media channels for updates, not random posts on Facebook or WhatsApp. And let's talk about the big question everyone is asking: when will we know for sure? According to officials, a final decision is expected to be made within the next 7 to 10 days. The Treasury is currently reviewing the financial feasibility of the plan, and the Minister of Social Development is reportedly drafting a formal proposal. Once Cabinet approves it, a nationwide announcement will follow, possibly including exact payout dates and amounts for each type of grant. So if everything goes smoothly, we could hear confirmation of this double bonus payment as early as next week, and that would mean money could start flowing before the end of June. We are going to keep our eyes on the story and update you the minute we hear more. But what we're seeing right now is a very promising development. The fact that officials are even talking about a double payment shows that the government is listening, even if it's taken a while. It's a reminder that advocacy, community pressure, and public awareness can lead to real changes. People have been speaking up about how hard life has become, and it looks like the government may finally be responding with action that actually helps people where they need it most, in their bank accounts. We'll be following up on this in the days ahead, and as soon as the official word drops, you'll hear it here first. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any updates about this breaking story. And of course, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from this potential bonus. Whether it's your grandmother who relies on a pension, your cousin who's been unemployed for months, or your friend raising kids on her own, this is information that could literally make the difference between survival and struggle. Thanks so much for watching and supporting the channel. Let's stay informed, stay prepared, and keep holding our leaders accountable. We'll be back with more updates very soon, but until then, take care, stay safe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your community, and subscribe for more breaking news about SASSA, social grants, and everything affecting South Africans in 2025.